Hey guys, and today is the 1 year anniversary of these two 2020 movies that came out on the days Star Wars The Force Awakens Sisters and Alvin and the Chipmunks The Road Trip turned 5 years old. And the two movies that I'm going to be explaining about for this year's anniversary video, it's going to be on the two 2020 movies, Fatale and Monster Hunter. On this day in 2020, these two movies came out to theaters. So, we're going to start with Fatale. So, Fatale was a 2020 thriller movie that stars Hilary Swank and Michael Ealy. One mistake will change your life. And so, I actually remember watching a couple minutes of this movie back on July 4th, and what it is, Fatale from 2020 was actually a pretty awesome thriller. In fact, it had some good, solid performances. So, I would give Fatale a 4 out of 5, which is a solid action movie that looked really good from the trailers. And I thought this movie looked awesome from the trailers, but it actually turned out to be a solid action flick with solid performances from Hilary Swank and Michael Ealy. So that's Fatale. And the next movie that I'm going to be explaining about, it's going to be on the 1 year anniversary of Monster Hunter. Yup. Monster Hunter is a movie that stars Milla Jovovich, and it was directed by Paul Wes Anderson. And it's been exactly 1 year that this movie came out to theaters. Here's what the Blu-ray looks like. The video game come to life. Enjoy the ride, said by Stephen Wentworth of Collider. So here's what the Blu-ray looks like. Big monsters, huge effects, and non-stop action. And it also has Tony J.A.A., Tip T.I. Harris, Megan Good, Diego Boneta, Josh Hellman, Jin and Young, and Ron Perlman. Rated PG-13, and it's 103 minutes. And so I actually remember watching this movie back in September of this year, and what it is, Monster Hunter from 2020, it's definitely good. Monster Hunter is a good movie from 2020 because it's not one of the best movies of 2020. Honestly, it actually was good. It was actually a good action flick with Milla Jovovich, who was in the Resident Evil movies. Which I only saw the first one and that's it. And I haven't seen 2 or any of the sequels. But I heard the sequels were crap though. So I will have to give those a watch. Because they're meant to be terrible. And the next movie that I'm going to be explaining about is the 2020 movie Greenland. Which, with that being said, happy 1 year anniversary to Fatale and this movie. Now here's another movie that I'm going to be explaining about for the anniversary, which is going to be on the 2020 movie Greenland, starring Gerard Butler. And it's from the producer of the John Wick franchise, The Town and the Clash of the Titans. And so I actually remember seeing a preview for this movie years ago. Like almost a few years ago. And what it is, Greenland from 2020, instead of it looking like a great movie, instead of turning this into a great movie, it actually turned out to be a mixed review movie that people would ever see. And it's kind of like the worst, kind of like not the best end of the world movie from 2020. Kind of like with Knowing in 2012, which are the 2 end of the world movies from 2009. This actually looked very mixed good. It looked good, but it's got mixed receptions. Some of them liking it, and some of us didn't. But like I said, Knowing is one of the end of the world movies that was made in 2009 along with 2012. I have Knowing on DVD, but I might just get that and watch sometime soon, someday. So anyways, with that being said, happy 1 year anniversary to these three 2020 movies. Fatale, Greenland, and Monster Hunter. So anyways, thanks for watching. This is Glenn Spanning ST 2001, and see you guys later. Peace out.